commute in. Vespaing. Okay, that was a great ride in on the Vespa this morning. Beautiful weather out there. I love riding the Vespa when it's nice and warm out. Today, we are going to do an autofocus test with the Zcam E2 F6 and see how it works, how well it works, if it works at all, if it's worth using. I've primarily been shooting with this thing in manual focus with the rig, and then I've got the Zacuto finder on there, which helps when I'm manual focusing. But today we'll take this guy off and just do the autofocus with the BM5 monitor, the continuous focus, the human track. I've got some focusing charts set up out here that will move around, test to, move the focus to one, move the camera, that kind of thing, and see how this guy works. So let's get to that now, and I'll show you how to, all the setups you've got to do to get this thing to work, because I've tried it with not knowing what I was doing, and now I know everything I got to do to make it work. And we'll check it out. Okay, let's do it now. Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure your lens is set to autofocus, obviously. Then hit the menu, go to focus. I'm already there. Select OK. Check your that you're on autofocus, which the lens is on. Flex zone, flexible zone, that's what we want to be on right now for what we're doing. Okay on that. Back to the menu. Focus area, I want it to be small so I can control where I'm going to be on the screen. Change focus area, I've got it focused in the middle right now, so that's okay. Continuous focus, we'll turn that on in a minute. But right now we don't want that on because we're going to go from one spot to the next. So that's good there. So first off, we're going to go check our different focus points and see how they all look by just swiping the screen back over here. Oh, whoop, that was it. So then we're just going to go autofocus, click on that, and then we can check by focusing. Why is it not autofocusing? There we go. By just changing the different focusing areas over to here, back to here. I'm recording this, so we're going to start in the center, let it focus there pretty quick. Back over to this side. Let's see if we, there we go. That's pretty good there. Come back over to here. Good. I find it's, if you hold your finger on the screen, it doesn't hunt as much, so I just kind of push to where I want to be, and it goes over to there, over to here, and back to the front. Come on, baby. There we go. So that looks pretty good on the monitor here. Yeah, it seems to find it pretty quick. There's a little bit of hunting, but not too bad. We're at what am I at? F4, so that's pretty good shallow depth of field, so that's good. So F4, I like that. And so that's good. So we'll stop recording that. Good. Okay, so now we're going to do the continuous focus. So we'll set that up now. So for continuous focus setup, we're going to go back to the menu, just hit the menu button on the camera. There we go. And we're going to go back to focus, click OK, and then we're going to go up to continuous focus and click OK on that, turn that on, down to there, so that's on. Then hit the menu button again, and then you're back. Oh, in the focus area, I like it to be on small, that way I can control exactly where I'm going, what I'm seeing in a tighter area instead of getting a bigger general area. So we keep that on small, hit menu again to back out of that. And then we're on continuous focus, menu one more time, and then you're back out of that. So now we can move camera. So I've got my focus area right in the center of the camera. I mean, right in the center of the lens. So, and you can see on the little monitor on the camera, you can actually see where your focus area is. It doesn't show up on the BM5, but it does show up on the camera monitor itself. So then we'll record this, get this on. So again, we're focused in the center of the frame on the first target. Right now we're on continuous focus. So then we're just gonna rotate camera over to our back target back there and see how long it takes to pick that up. Oh, not too bad. And then we're gonna go over to the other side. Dials that in pretty good. And then back to the center. Okay, it's not picking that up. Why is it not picking that up? Finding that, then back to the center. There we go. I can feel the camera, the lens, hunting just a bit on this. So that's more over to there. That's good there. Back to the center. Yeah, it's fairly good. And then over to the other side. Back to the center. Fairly quick. And then we'll just do a nice pan over to here. Back to the center. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So now I've got the 1DX Mark II out here to give us a little comparison of speed, accuracy, that kind of thing up against the E2F6, because we need something to compare it to. So we're going to give that a go right now and get some footage on that. All right, starting with the focus in the center with the Canon. Looks good. Move to the left. Drops in pretty quick. Back to the center. Over to the right. Yeah, that was good movement there. Back to the center. Over to the left. Moving fairly quick here. Back to the center. Looks good. Over to the right. Pretty quick movement there. Far left jump. And back to the center. All right, looks good. Okay, so we're going to take the Canon, the 1DX Mark II, take it out of flex zone, which we were using on the last test on the focus panels out there. So we're going to change that, change that to face tracking, and I'll walk around out there and see how this looks. So we've got something to compare against the human track on the Zcam E2 F6. All right, let's go do that now. So the Canon on face tracking seems to be doing a pretty good job. I'm not moving at too fast a pace, front and back, but it seems to track pretty well. Side, moving to the sides, pretty good. Staying with me side again, coming forward. That's good, staying right on me. Staying pretty sharp, so that looks like I expected from the Canon. Looks good, so coming right at me. Yeah, good, I'm good with that. All right, so now we're gonna do the human track setting on the Zcam, and I will control the camera once I'm out on the scene, since again, I'm here by myself with the COVID thing going on still. So I can control the camera with the phone app, which is great. I do really love the app for doing all the changing the settings, whatever you're in, you can do it super quick on the app, as well as working on the camera like we showed before. But we will set the focus to human track, and then move on, and I will step out in front of the camera and do a little walking around. And again, we'll compare it with the 1DX Mark II and see how it looks. So we'll give it a go now. Let's set that up. Okay, so we're using the app. We'll set it up, control the camera here. There we go. Then go over here to settings, scroll down, focus, go from flex zone to human track. Click on that. That's good. Then make sure your focus is set to continuous focus. Enable that. Back, check out of that. And we're ready to go. And we'll start testing this thing out on the human track. Okay, I can see right away that the human tracking has found me on my phone, and I'm using it to make sure with the peaking that I can see that I am in focus while I'm walking around out there. I did notice if you go, too fast, it's not going to catch up to you for a second, but moving at a slower pace, it does fairly well tracking with you. And then if you stop, it gives it time definitely to catch up to you. And I definitely think you need to let it track hard on you first, focus on you first, before the person starts moving. But other than that, it did work. I don't believe it's worked, as well as the Canons, but it's definitely working. And I can see that, it locks me in focus and stays with me fairly well while I'm moving around. So it was a good little test in the studio. Pretty happy with the results. The autofocus, when you put your finger on the BM5 and hold it there, that works pretty well for changing focus points. The continuous focus, panning left to right, worked pretty good as well. I mean, it did find the object, did make it focus. There was a little hunting in there, not a ton. The Canon's definitely better for that, a little smoother. So that, was to be expected because, Canon's got that wrapped up pretty good, the autofocus. And, I'm impressed with this. The human tracking, it works. I mean, it locks onto you right away that you're a human out there. But, if you're moving too quickly, it definitely can't keep up. Especially if you moved way forward and then back, it just can't keep up. So if you're moving, at a pretty steady, slow pace, easy for you to say, if you're moving at a steady, slow pace, the person is, it worked pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with it. And I would definitely use the autofocus on this for, several situations that I know, I think I couldn't track focus with them quick enough, or, for whatever other reason, I would definitely use it. It doesn't compare really. It's not as good as the Canon, but it's definitely usable, and I would definitely use it. I'm pretty good at follow focus, being from a still shooter for many years and being back shooting film before autofocus and being able to track an athlete by manually focusing in that thing. So I'm pretty comfortable with that, but the autofocus is definitely nice to have, and I would definitely use it. So overall, I'm pleased with the results, and I will definitely use it. Hope you liked the video. Everybody stay safe out there. And hopefully we can be done with this COVID thing soon. But for now, till next time, I'm out.